Moxa LLC, doing business as Monroe, holder of a common victualler, all alcohol license and entertainment license at 450 Mass Ave, due to police reports received by the License Commission alleging disturbances outside of the establishment, causing public safety concerns on June 9th, 12th, and 25th of 2016, also for alleged violation of Rule 1 of the Rules and Regulations of the Cambridge License Commission. Moxa LLC, doing business as Monroe, holder of a common victualler, all alcohol license and entertainment license at 450 Mass Ave, due to police reports received by the License Commission alleging disturbances outside of the establishment causing public safety concerns on May 1st, 2016, as well as for alleged violation of Rule 1 of the Rules and Regulations of the Cambridge License Commission.
Thank you. So we received the documents we requested
Yes.
from Monroe. Oh, Counselor, I'm sorry, we're not taking testimony.
That's fine.
Okay.
Oh,
No, we're
asking me.
deliberating. No,
Oh,
we're
okay.
just saying for the record.
Okay.
I've reviewed them. Anything that we didn't hear, I don't think, or knew based on the hearings that we've heard. I think I'm ready to vote on this matter if everyone else is.
Maybe as well.
Okay. I'm going to start what I think the easier one in terms of, I found a no violation on failure to cooperate with the police or hindering an investigation. I think the testimony didn't establish that there was a failure to cooperate. The video was produced in a day, and even though the detective said that she thought that he was steering her elsewhere, then later on she kind of said that he said, well, wasn't it over here? So I don't know. And then with regard to the male detective, I mean, he went up to the door, he wasn't displaying his badge, and even though he did have a shirt, nowadays these types of shirts are sold in stores anyways, although granted not maybe with the city seal, but I didn't think that there was enough there to establish that there was a failure to cooperate with the police or hindering an investigation. With regard to everything else, I did find a violation.
I agree with both those assessments. I think that ultimately the club did turn over the information that was required, and I would have preferred to have seen the detective identify himself and clearly state and show his badge that and state his purpose would have been helpful. So I agree with the assessment on both those issues, and I also agree with the assessment on the other violations as well.
I agree.
Okay. Now, with regard to what to do, looking at my notes and looking at, the May 1st incident happened at 1:45 to 2, the 6:10 happened at 2, the 6:12 happened at 2. I think there's clearly a showing that there is a public need here, public safety issue with regard to their closing hour, and that these issues, even though we have issues that happen throughout the night, we are having a big problem with regard to their closing hour. I quite frankly think that this case is ripe for a rollback of hours. I'm not quite sure what you guys are thinking.
Well, the client hasn't exactly been a newcomer to this hearing, whether the establishment's in Harvard Square or in Central Square. I also didn't find the manager of record to be truly forthright in a lot of his testimony. There certainly is an issue here in terms of public safety. I would suggest a rollback, at least from my perspective, to at least 1 a.m. to allow some sort of a period of time for those people to try to clear before the other clubs in the neighborhood who have not been cited for issues. And that's just my own opinion. And I also feel as though there's a suspension involved with the other issues that we found in this.
I would agree on that assessment. I think that well, we heard testimony that the let out for all the clubs was a contributing factor. I think that we also heard testimony that I was satisfied with that would support that Club Monroe was the source of the activity that created the problems. I think that a host of issues that were provided during the testimony related to the marijuana, the over-serving, but what really jumps out is the public safety hazard and the fact that this required on at least a couple of occasions a full citywide police response. I think that this set the rest of the city up for potential hazard, given the drawing of all police resources in the city to this one location. I think that the overtime expenses that were directed towards this club to support the public safety efforts in the square was over the top and money not well spent. I would also agree that a rollback of the hours, I would not be opposed to a rollback to 12 o'clock, but I would be willing to roll back the 1 hour. I think that I have serious concerns with respect to the safety of not only the community, but the responding officers as well. So I would agree with the rollback, and I would also agree with the chief's assessment that there should be a suspension of some sort based on these other issues that were raised during testimony.
I was actually thinking of rollback to midnight. I think the 1 hour is insufficient. Yeah, I was thinking midnight, but that would be my vote.
Well, my thoughts were originally till midnight as well. I could have been convinced to roll it back 1 hour, but once the chief wants to speak on that, I was suggesting 1, but I'm fine with 12. As I said, this particular individual has been here a number of times and certainly knows the rules, and it seems, in my estimation, that profits are put ahead of public safety in some of these instances, and it's a repeat offender. So I certainly would acquiesce to the 12 o'clock rollback. I would agree to that.
And then in terms of a suspension,
Has there been prior disciplinary action?
no. Where has that?
There have been hearings, but the matters were placed on file. 2 occasions.
I do want to note for the record that the counsel for Monroe had sent us an email. It's like, do you have it there? I don't think I printed it. I don't see it in the file.
I was asked not to make a copy.
The first email?
I believe so. Correct.
7 days.
I would agree with that, yes.
Okay, so 7-day suspension, 12 a.m. rollback of hours.
7 days to be served at the direction of the license commission.
Yes, sir.
And just a point of inquiry, his time period for appeal is it 10 days?
5.
5. Okay, thank you very much.
Upon the issuance of the statement of reasons.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you just?
Oh, I'm sorry, Timothy Flaherty, 699 Boylston Street, Boston.